Andorra is a small landlocked country situated in the eastern Pyrenees Mountains between France and Spain. Despite its small size, Andorra has a rich and fascinating history, which spans over 1,000 years. In this introduction, we will explore the history of Andorra, from its early days to the present. Andorra's history dates back to the Roman period when the region was used as a strategic passageway through the Pyrenees. During the Middle Ages, Andorra was under the rule of the Counts of Urgell, who had jurisdiction over the region. However, in 1278, the Count of Foix, Roger Bernard III, acquired the rights to Andorra from the Bishop of Urgell, and since then, Andorra has been under the joint sovereignty of the Bishop of Urgell and the French head of state. In the centuries that followed, Andorra remained relatively isolated, and its population of shepherds and farmers led a simple life in the mountains. However, in the 20th century, Andorra's economy began to grow, and tourism became an important industry. Today, Andorra is a prosperous country with a high standard of living, and it attracts visitors from all over the world. Andorra's history is marked by various significant events, including its resistance to Napoleon's invasion of Spain in the early 19th century, the adoption of a new constitution in 1993, and its admission to the United Nations in 1993. In the following section, we will delve deeper into Andorra's history, from its early days to the present. Early history of Andorra. The earliest known inhabitants of Andorra were the Iberians, a pre-Roman civilization that inhabited the region. However, the area's strategic location meant that it was often fought over by different powers. In the 2nd century BC, the Roman Empire conquered the region and established a network of roads and fortifications to protect their interests. During the early Middle Ages, Andorra was part of the Spanish March, a buffer zone created by Charlemagne to protect his empire from the Moors. In the 9th century, Andorra came under the control of the Counts of Urgell, who were the local lords of the region. However, in 1278, the Count of Foix acquired the rights to Andorra from the Bishop of Urgell and took control of the region. The joint sovereignty of Andorra. In the centuries that followed, Andorra remained relatively isolated, and its people lived a simple life in the mountains. However, in the 20th century, Andorra's economy began to grow, and tourism became an important industry. Despite the changes in the region's economic fortunes, the political situation remained stable, and Andorra continued to be governed by a unique system of joint sovereignty. Under this system, Andorra is jointly ruled by the Bishop of Urgell and the French head of state, who are represented in Andorra by a delegate. The co-princes have traditionally been responsible for appointing the government, but in recent years, the Andorran people have gained more political rights, and today, Andorra is a parliamentary democracy. Recent history of Andorra. In the 20th century, Andorra began to modernize, and its economy grew rapidly. The country's unique tax system, which allowed for low taxes, made it an attractive destination for businesses and individuals. As a result, Andorra became a prosperous country with a high standard of living. In the 1990s, Andorra underwent significant changes, including the adoption of a new constitution in 1993 and its admission to the United Nations in the same year. Today, Andorra is a thriving country that is known for its